Hi YouTube, today I just want to do a revised video on both the toggle function and the appgrid function for clarity's sake. So let's just jump right in. So remember our old theme from our previous video we just made, where we just had a simple DreamBoard app run smack in the center. Let's just move that out of the way. So let's open up iFile, our current, main view, dictionary, and let's just move it somewhere down where it's not going to affect us. 0 by 455, 25 by 25, 25 by 25, 25 by 25, something small. So let's start with making a new dictionary, and we want this to be on top because this is more important than the DreamBoard app. Actions, this needs to be an array. Frame, image, view type. So these are the four things that we need to make in a simple button. View type, we want it to be a button. Frame, let's do 50 by 455 by 25 by 25. Image, we haven't had an image yet, so I'm just going to link it real quick. And it'll be called apps.png. Actions, that needs to be a string. We're making a new one. We're going to toggle apps. We'll get to that in a sec. So currently, right now, we need an image, and it needs to be apps.png because that's what our button will look like. But if we go into our images, we don't have one. So I'm going to show you guys how to get any image you want from your photos library. So click on this home button down here, hit media, hit DCIM. Then, depending on your phone, you might have a few folders, but for me, my photos is in 102 Apple. Click on it, and scroll down, because that'll be your most current image, and I'm going to use this one, which is a small icon that I'm going to use. You can go ahead and either copy or cut. And let's go back to DreamBoard, our theme, in our images folder, and let's just paste that right there. And we have to rename that apps.png. So now let's get down to the appgrid function. We have to make another dictionary, and we'll move this on top of that because it's more important than the actual button. First we start with all apps. This needs to be a boolean. That needs to be on. Next we need alpha. We're going to set to 0.0, and what alpha is, it shows on your first launch it'll be either hidden, which will be 0.0, or if you want to be shown on your first launch, you just set to 1, or not have it at all. Next we need clip to bound. Clip to bounds. That needs to be a boolean. Oops, sorry about that. Bool. And that needs to be on. Next we need columns, or cols. That needs to be an integer. And I want 4 columns. Now we need frame. And from my last video I did 10 by 75 by 320 by 340. Now our gap X just tells us the space between each app. I want 80 pixels. Now we need gap Y. Now we need icon height. That can be a string or an integer. I'm just going to use a string. I'm going to do 85. Now you want icon width. And I want that to be 60 pixels. Now we need our page height. Now let's do 340. Page width. Oops, I think I just made a mistake. Yeah, you don't want your page height to be a string, you need it to be an integer. page height. Page height, it needs to be an integer. And what did I do last time? 340, that's what it is. 340. Next, this is optional. I just personally like it. It's paging. It just gives your scrolling a snappy feel for each page. I want this to be on. Next, we want rows. I want 4 rows on my app grid. Next, we want to make toggle. Toggled. This needs to be a boolean, and you want to keep this off. Now you're going to make toggled interactions. Toggle interaction, no S. Capital I, no spaces. This needs to be a boolean, and you do want this to be on. Our view type is an app grid. No space, capital G and A. So if you look back at our dictionary, when we click on this button, it says to toggle apps. So how does DreamBoard know what app is? Well, how DreamBoard looks at other dictionaries is DreamBoard will scan through the main view. If it's not in the main view, it'll jump out to other files, which we'll get to later in future videos. But how it organizes, we have to have what's called an ID tag, or ID key, since we're in XML. And we want it to be named apps, because we are toggling apps, and this is the name of this dictionary, apps. So let's take a look at our theme. So we have our DreamBoard and our apps button all the way in the bottom, so it won't bother us. Let's click on apps. It'll toggle up our app grid. You feel that snappy scrolling because we did turn on paging. We have access to all our apps. We can read the tiles. We do have badges here. Notice my Fahrenheit app has like 43. If you guys want a badge, just simply take an image of any sort and just name it badge.png, capital B, and it'll automatically know. You don't have to make another dictionary, just drop it in your image file and it'll automatically know. Other than that, that's pretty much it on how to toggle something and make an app grid.